Hello, YouTube. Hoyne Park here, back with another weekly Power Rankings video. As always, we get our statistics from the NFL website. I will say, I adjusted the stats sheet to make it so that each team has a much different power ranking than last week. I think a lot of people will be happy with this week's power rankings. We use all the stats to make an overall formula. And to get started for number 32, we have our subscriber count. Definitely sub if you're not subbed, it would help me out so much. And to get started, we have the Jets. Jets are at 32. They got their first win. And as you can see, they're no longer negative 3,200. The new adjustment would make them at an 8 overall power. That's great. They're making progress. And the next team, we have the Jags at 31. The Bengals at 30. They don't play yet, but I do think they're going to lose to the Steelers. No reason to think they're going to win. Number 29 are the Texans, and this is the same from last week. 28 Lions, 27 the Panthers, 26 the Eagles, with the ranking for some reason being outside. I should fix this after the video. For 25, we have the Giants. 24 the Falcons. They almost beat the Buccaneers today. It was a really sad loss for them. 23 the Broncos after getting spanked this week by the Bills. 22 the Patriots. And 21 San Francisco 49ers. They just lost a big loss to Cowboys. At 20, we have the Washington football team. They got their streak snapped. And at 19, we have the Cowboys. Cowboys are surprisingly doing pretty well at the end of the season. Definitely some hope for Cowboy fans for next season. 18, we have the Vikings. They just lost to the Bears. And I will say, I'm going to point out, their overall is higher than the Bears. But because the Bears just beat them, I have to put the Bears above them. It only makes sense. At 16, we have the Raiders. They lost to the Chargers. And at 15, we have the Chargers. I figured that because the Chargers, even though they only have 5 wins, it merits moving them up because look at their overall power. I mean, by default, they should move up regardless. They're just such a good team. They just need to learn how to close games. At 14, we have the Dolphins. At 13, the Browns. And a lot of people are going to be shocked at why the Browns are so low as compared to other weeks. But I did say I adjusted my power ranking spreadsheet, so the Browns actually don't do so well statistic-wise. And it makes sense because right above them are the Ravens. And the only reason why the Ravens are above the Browns is because they beat them last week, even though their power is much lower than the Browns. In reality, if the Ravens lost, they would be at number 14, and all the teams would be bumped up a bit. At number 11, we have the Cardinals, and people may say the Dolphins beat the Cardinals. It's true, but the Cardinals are way better at this point in time in terms of power. So I definitely need to overlook this in order to put them at the spot they are. It's just where the spreadsheet is putting them. At number 10, we have the Seahawks, and at number 9, the Bucks. And I will say the Bucks almost lost today, so I figured it would make only sense to move the Titans to number 8. Otherwise, the Bucks would be number 8, and I didn't think it made a ton of sense considering the Titans are better in wins, and they're almost the same overall. So I did step in this once. I think the Titans belong at number 8 more than the Bucks. At number 7, we have the Saints. People were mad at me that I put the Saints at 7 last week, but look, I knew they were going to lose this week. It was no coincidence they lost. The stats don't lie. So all the mad fans out there, I wonder if you're thinking the same way if the Saints lost today. So a lot of people are going to put the Saints at number 7, number 6. I think they were fine last week. I think they're fine this week. I have no movement from the Saints. At number 6, we have the Los Angeles Rams. They just lost to the Jets. Really crazy game. I can't believe they lost. They're still doing better than the Saints. I put the Saints above them just because of power level. I know the Saints have one more win than the Rams do, but again, I am looking at this overall power. So at this point in time, the Saints are just doing better than the Saints. The Rams doing better than the Saints. However, this is nothing personal for Saints fans. And similarly, number 5, we have the Colts. It was really close. You can see barely better than the Rams. Less than 100 points overall. So I was comfortable leaving the Colts at number 10 overall. They'd earned it. Very strong team this year. One of the best defenses in the league. Number 4, we have the Steelers. Steelers are going to play tomorrow. Whether they win or not, I don't think it will move them to number 3. It could. It definitely could push them up to number 3 overall. But I'm comfortable with leaving at number 4 this week. Bills fans, I know a lot of Bills fans are going to be happy to see this, but they're number 3 overall now. After making the adjustment on the stat sheet, the Bills actually even out to 3 overall. It's no coincidence. They won today. Rams lost. Steelers really haven't played yet, but even if the Steelers win, I think they'll still be lower than the Bills by just maybe 100 points. So I think this adjustment will make a lot of people happy just to even out the top 10 teams. Browns fans may get a little mad, but it's all good. Browns last week really shut out as to making them. The last week shut the Browns out as a Super Bowl contender. I'll just say that. I'm rooting for the Browns, though. I will say that. But in terms of the Bills, they're just doing really well. That's all I can say. There was no malicious intent when I put them at 6 overall, and then all the other weeks were there 5 or 7. It's just where they stacked up in a spreadsheet, and now they're at number 3 overall based on the numbers. I didn't move them because of popular demand. I had to move them because of stats. So I do follow the numbers at all times. Sometimes I'll make a little adjustments, like with the Titans and the Bucks, but I tend to stick to the numbers. And the Bills, they earned a spot. At number 2, we have the Packers. Packers are doing really well this year. They beat the Panthers, and there was no shocker there, but it wasn't the strongest of wins, but still overall the best team in the NFC. And that leaves none other than the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are not going anywhere. They are the best team in the NFL. They're in their own league. As you can see, between the Chiefs and the Packers, there's a 1,400 point overall difference. It's insane how well the Chiefs are well rounded this year. They just lost Clyde Edwards-Helaire to injury, but even then, I still think they're going to do well. They just have so much depth. It's crazy just how well the Chiefs are. And there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, comment what you think, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. It really helps me out a lot. Thank you so much, and have a great day, and happy holidays.